Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'll be very brief and to the point. You know, whenever we lament or whenever we complain about the cost of living, Kenyans out there throw their daggers at us. You know, and even though there are few...
Sorry, Senator. Honorable Senators, I don't think it would be appropriate for us to be discussing COVID, and yet ourselves we don't even obey the rules of COVID, starting with Senator Olekina. Okay. We expect all senators on the floor, and I will only allow those ones who are properly wearing the mask.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll be brief, and I'll finish, and I encourage everyone to wear their masks, including myself, and I will certainly try. It becomes very difficult to speak. But actually, one of the things to point out, Madam Speaker, is that I'm happy that I've received both my doses. And in the Western world, in America now, if you've received both your COVID vaccines, you can be able to walk out without a mask. So this is science, and it is being improved. To get back to my point, Madam Speaker, the point that I was trying to raise was that we lament, we raise concerns about the cost of living, and people out there, there could be 2, 10, 20 of them, they throw their daggers right back at us and saying, if you, the members of parliament, who are tasked with the responsibility of passing laws, you know, raising taxes, lowering taxes, complain, then who are we left to look up to be able to bring changes? And Madam Speaker, the biggest problem and the biggest lacuna we have in our legislative role as members of parliament, particularly the Senate, is that we play no role in the Finance Act. When the National Assembly is passing the Finance Act, they sit there, the Budget Committee sits there, they decide to introduce another 5% excise duty on all the services which are out there. Today, Madam Speaker, if you do not know, which I'd like to remind you, is that the cost of even browsing the internet has gone up now because of the fact that a new tax has been introduced, which is an excise tax. And if you don't know, I'm sure your telco will be calling you today or sending you a message and telling you there's a 20% excise tax on your data. So businesses will continue hunting. Madam Speaker, I thank Senator Haniri for reminding us that we are now sitting in a time bomb. If you look at the waiters, the bartenders, most of them are out unemployed. The cost of security in this country is going to go up high. Madam Speaker, when you drive on these highways, you'll find people out there waiting to carjack because they need food, because they cannot be able to survive. So I think this should be a message to the National Assembly that when you are passing these laws, please take some time and read them. Read what you're passing. When the executive proposes that you pass certain legislation, please ask yourself 10 questions. Why am I doing this? How will this impact the people on the ground? So, Madam Speaker, this issue, like for me, as an example, this is the time when in Narok County, we actually enjoy the great migration. But no, tourists will not come there, so we'll not be able to get money. Because Kenya, Madam Speaker, is the country that has reported the highest number of COVID infections in the region. In Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, Kenya has the highest number. So of course, more people will continue being affected. I support the idea of bringing back the ad hoc committee on COVID to look at everything that affects it. I sit in the health committee, and we have attempted to be able to push the Ministry of Health to ensure that they bring all the vaccine that comes in, so that those vaccines, you know, can be able to get to the people. The only time that will reach the herd immunity level, Madam Speaker, is when the Ministry of Health and the executive become a little bit liberal and allow the private sector to play its key role in trying to ensure that they bring in all the vaccines they can be able to bring into the country. The best vaccine, Madam Speaker, I reiterate, is the vaccine in your body. Any vaccine that you get is the one that will help us be able to reach that herd immunity. But when we control, I want to predict the following, that very soon we'll have another cancer COVID vaccine scandal. We had a KEMSA COVID funds scandal. Now, since the other vaccines which are coming in are coming through KEMSA, expect to get another huge scandal. So, Madam Speaker, as we sit here and we talk, let us remember that the only thing we can do is to continue raising these matters. We lobby our colleagues at the National Assembly who have the sole responsibility to pass laws, to pass taxes in this country, to think about the effect of the new Finance Act. And we know the government is broke, they need money. But now, we are faced with that situation where our people are jobless, so insecurity is high, number of people who are being kidnapped is high. Then we're also faced with the issue that we have to ensure that our people get jobs. So, Madam Speaker, I hope that when we talk about this and when we raise these concerns, someone out there should listen, that unless you lower those taxes, unless you give opportunities to people across the country, if you favor one part and you leave the other part, the people from the other part which have not been favored will come after you. Thank you, Madam Speaker.